All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Don's Modeling Desk and Mini Monday number 4. So, what's everyone doing tonight? I'm going to be continuing on with the Infernal War Machine, getting some more detail painting done on it. I'm going to make an attempt to get this done for Wonderfest. Don't know if it'll happen or not, but we'll see. Let's see who's in the chats. Alec says he's on his one and only break. Under 3 hours to go. Keith, what's going on, Keith? Don, what's up? So I'm just going to be continuing on doing some painting on the Infernal War Machine, and we'll see where we get tonight. First, I have to. You can't see it very well, but it's snapped right there. So I'm gonna try to get some glue in there and get that glued back. So let's see what happens. Let me find my super glue. Super glue. It's not in there. Where is it? Where's my super glue? Who took my super glue? Here it is. It's right there on camera. Any of y'all working on anything tonight? Or just chilling out watching? That'll work. Come on, glue. Don says he's just watching. So let me get a toothpick. And we'll see if we can get some glue in here. I just knocked something off the desk. Oh, it's just a USB cable. No biggie. See if we can get some glue in here. And get that secured back on. It's snapped there one time before, and I thought I had it glued back on good, but evidently not quite as well as I thought I had. There we go. Get that position back right. That little cable up there on the top is wanting to push it sideways. Where's my kicker? Todd, I got some kicker. This is when I need the Todd sound effect. Bleh! Bleh! There we go. So on the top there. Get some over here on the other side. There we go. Now we got the glue back on. Let's see here. Alex says at the moment he's working on trying to survive the Memorial Day rush. Once home, he's going to work on devouring a pot roast. Maybe work on the U-96. Just relax. Right now, he's just watching a friend play with resin. Keith says, just chilling. Finished planking the albatross earlier today. Need to give the hull a light sanding. Nice. That albatross is looking good, man. Kenneth says, hey, incredible and amazing Donnie. I had to stop work on the fan home of the Back to the Future because he's missing stages 21 to 26. Found on eBay, someone had all of the stages up close to stage 70. Well, maybe you can get it from them. That would be nice. Did you have a subscription to Fan Home and then they missed that stage or something? I mean, could you get a hold of them or did you buy it from someone else and it was missing those stages? Because seems like if you got it from Fan Home missing those stages, that they would be able to send them to you, right? I mean, I would think so anyway. Of course, that's just me thinking, which sometimes I probably shouldn't do, but you know how that goes. So let me get my paint out. We need some black. Do I have some black out already? I do. I do. Alex says he's looking forward to joining in on Oakrey's beginner workshop on Wednesday. Should be interesting to see what the big surprise at the end is going to be, as well as to learn from them. Oakrey has some kind of beginner thing going on. Seemed like I heard somebody on Discord mention that, but I don't remember. Number 0, I need number 1. That's the one I want. I probably need to put a little butter in that paint, thin it down a bit. Just a bit. Might have to put 2 coats on, but it'll look better afterwards. He said he stopped a long time ago with his subscription and restarted and already had stages 1 through 20 and 26, 27, 28, 29, and 31. So did you lose those stages that you had? You should have restarted your subscription. I think they had a thing where you could restart your subscription when they first. I don't remember. Was the Back to the Future from Eagle Moss or? Let's get this camera adjusted. There, we should be able to zoom in a bit now. There we go. Now, you might actually be able to see what I'm doing. No, oh. So you just stopped your subscription and now you're trying to find the rest of it. Keith, Hello?
Hey, Donnie.
What's going on, Keith?
Not much. How do I get this so I'm not showing on your screen here?
That's what I'm trying to look at. Uh,
There.
there you go. That's one way to do it. There's another way to do it, though.
Yeah, I'll figure that out later. Figured I'd
So what's
come in
going
and keep
on, Keith?
company.
Thank you. So what are you up
So,
to?
not much. Was watching some hockey.
I haven't watched any hockey in a long time.
Well, they're down to the final four teams.
Who is the Final Four this year?
It's Edmonton, Dallas, and Carolina, Florida.
No Penguins? Boo.
Nope. Nope, they didn't even make it.
I kind of like the Penguins.
Yeah, they're my second team. They
Who's your
were my
favorite
first
team?
till I moved to Ohio, and Ohio got a team.
Oh, there you go. See, that's what everybody said I should have done when the Titans came to Tennessee. Oh man, you got a home team now. You should root for them. Okay, I will, as long as they're not playing Pittsburgh.
Exactly. People are like, "How do you root for Pittsburgh?" I said, "I root for Pittsburgh as long as they're not playing Columbus. If they're playing Columbus, I still root for Columbus."
That's the way I do it too. Because Pittsburgh's been my team since forever.
Oh yeah. Well, Howard's here. How we doing, Howard?
What's going on, Howard?
He says, Donnie's subscribers only 250 come. Not sure what you mean by that.
I don't know either.
And Kenneth says, I have 2 stages of 6 and bunches of books from Back to the Future.
2 stages of 6.
He
Ain't
must
any
have, yeah,
6 issues or
two stages
something.
of stage 6 for the Back to the Future.
Oh, could be. Yeah, he was saying earlier that he needs a bunch of stages.
Yeah, saw that. I was on YouTube. I'm like, I'm going to go keep Donnie company.
Well, thank you, Keith. I appreciate it.
And so
Sometimes I
Alex
forget
says,
to talk.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd be the same way as you, Donnie. I'd get into something and forget to talk.
Especially when I'm
So,
painting.
yeah. Alex says, so Donnie, I just posted the link to Oakrey's Beginner's Workshop in case you want to give in to the temptation of wood kits.
I might check it out.
And Howard says he needs 250 more to make 500.
I do. Good job, Howard. You can add or multiply by 2, whichever. Yeah, I mean, the guys on the stream Sunday aren't wrong. If I put out more videos, I get more subscribers. But working 10 hours a day,
Yeah, it makes
makes
it a
that
little
kind of hard
hard.
to do.
Howard says, I thought you had more.
No, no. I've been slowly creeping up to 250. I get there someday.
So, what color are you using to paint the hoses?
Black,
Just straight black?
yeah. Yeah, I don't have any NATO black. To me, it's not very friendly for brush painting anyway, unless you add retarder.
Yeah, the paints I use on on the Iowa are useless for brush painting. They're specifically made for airbrushing.
What paints were they?
They're actually called scale colors.
Oh yeah, I have some of those.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I like those.
It's the company was owned by a Native American.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yes. And he actually just went with Squadron Hobbies. They so it's now called Squadron Scale Colors.
Oh, nice. That should
So
help him out a
he
lot.
was a
Squadron's a
one-man,
big company.
two-dog shop. Did everything himself. He was a model builder himself. Just didn't have time when he got started doing the paints, and it took off. And did a lot of research, and they're supposed to be the most accurate paints for the periods that he does.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
So let's see. Kenneth says I sent Fan Home an email saying that I don't need stages 21 through 31 because I had them on hand after I found out that I didn't.
That's about right. That sounds like my luck.
Yeah. And then Howard says I just need to get off my duff and make a video myself.
I had a pretty good streak going there for a while, and then Nissan said, "Nope, nope, nope, nope. You need to work more."
Yeah.
And
And
I was gaining some subscribers too.
we're not playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Howard. You don't need to phone a friend.
Right?
He said he'll be right back. Gotta make a phone a friend call.
Got a call for help. This would be a
That
lot
thing's coming
easier.
along nice. Oh, sorry. Go
Thank you.
ahead, Donnie.
No, you're fine, man. This would be a lot easier if it wasn't all one piece.
Yeah,
This all,
that looks like it's a nightmare to try to figure out how to hold.
yeah. This all printed as one piece.
Oh, wow. Yeah, looking forward to this weekend.
I am too. I can't wait. I was wanting to take the Defiant, but that's not going to happen.
No?
No, because when I was pulling the masks off of the last color, the dark blue,
Okay.
it peeled some of the paint up quite a bit actually.
Ooh, that's ugly.
So that's going to take some repairing.
Wonder if the surface was contaminated.
I don't know. I mean, I had already put 3 different colors on the blue gray, and then the medium blue, and then I was hitting it with the dark blue, and for some reason, the base color peeled up. It is what it is, I guess. And that was Tamiya paint too.
Huh. Almost sounds like there's some contamination on something.
It might have been. I mean, I cleaned everything up, but maybe I missed something.
Hard to say. Fingerprint, oil from your finger, anything.
So I guess I'm just going to take the bird of prey and the other war machine and maybe the skull.
That skull looks awesome.
Thank you. It won't win anything because it has a few seam lines I couldn't get rid of, but
Eh. It is what it is.
right,
As long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters.
I like it. Have you ever tried ABS like resin?
Yes, that's all I've used.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I mostly used Sunlu Standard Plus, and then I got to seeing people talking about ABS like has more flex to it, so it won't break as easy. So I've been kind of experimenting with that.
Yeah, I've noticed that it does seem to have a little bit of a flex to it.
That would be awesome for printing minis.
So,
That way, if they fall off the floor, maybe they'll bounce instead of crunching.
yeah. They're all the way on the other side of the room.
What's that?
But
Oh, your resins?
no, that's in another room altogether. We have a spare bedroom that doesn't get used. So that's where my printer and all that is.
That would be nice. I wish I had that.
So Kenneth says, I would call Donnie or Keith for my phone a friend because they are so smart and wise. The 23rd of next month is the last day for third shift at ZF.
ZF.
Must be where he works.
Yeah, I was just
You
trying to
still
figure out
do?
what ZF
Uh,
would be.
yeah, I don't know. You're still doing a fantastic and amazing job, Donnie.
Thank you, Kenneth. Get these guys out and paint on them.
Sons of Archive is here, says greetings.
Oh, hello.
Welcome in.
Somebody new, I think. I don't remember that name.
Yeah, that's a new name for me.
Sons of Archive. What's your name, or you just want us to call you Sons?
Kenneth says, anytime to my two favorite mentors and role models.
Two favorite mentors and role models.
And Sons of the Archive says, I'm new. Call me Legions, LOL. That's what most call me.
Okay, Legions. What's going on? Welcome. Are you subscribed to Hobby Time Modelers? You should go check them out. Me and Keith are both members of HTM. That's a great bunch of guys over there.
Yep. Yeah, HTM, we stream Fridays and Sundays, Friday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern and Sunday afternoons at 4 p.m.
And also Wednesdays, the Woody group right now.
Yes, we have what we call Woody Wednesday at 7 o'clock on Wednesday, 7 Eastern.
Does Buck stream that to the HTM channel?
He does to his and the HTM.
I should do that too, probably.
Kenneth says, yes, I'm still working at ZF Automotive Manufacturer in Gainesville, Georgia.
Oh, that's right. He builds transmissions or something like that. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Says he's been there for 2 years. And Legions says, I'm good, just chilling out after painting some Iron Warriors from Warhammer 40K.
Nice.
But how are you all?
I'm doing good.
I'm just staying here keeping Donnie company.
And Donnie appreciates it. Let's see here. Copper. There's a guy on Patreon. He goes by MZ4250, I think. He does an insane amount of minis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he puts out like a couple of minis every day or two.
Holy cow.
That's who made this one. The other War Machine that I did, the big one, the smaller ones. I've got for the campaign that I'm fixing to run, I've got all the major character minis and all that he did.
Oh, okay.
He has several packs where he just makes every mini needed for a campaign. He has to be retired or something to have that amount of time to sit around 3D modeling.
Yeah.
Because he comes out with new minis regularly.
And Legion says, oh, God, it's 2:30 in the morning and I ain't had sleep, but got me some coffee, so I'll be fine, hopefully.
Are you over in the UK, Legion? Kind of about what the time zone sounds like.
Yep, I'm British. And
British.
Howard's back.
Did you finish your friend phone call, Howard? Did they give you the right answer?
Did you win the $1 million, Howard, with your phone a friend?
I was hoping I could get this one done for Wonderfest, but that's not going to happen.
How much more you got to do on it?
A lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll dig out all the bits at the end of the stream. I still got some, I think 3 or 4 parts that are sitting in the grow tent with the printer. Yeah, I just got through washing and they're drying, so I can cure them.
Let's see. So Kenneth says differentials. I work on the assembly line, assembling the differentials that they use in Mercedes-Benz cars, and the other assembly line assembling differentials for Jeep and GMC Yukon.
Yeah, doesn't the same company own Chrysler that owns Mercedes?
I
Dahmer?
I think so. And Legion says, "What you painting anyway?"
I'm painting Infernal War Machine. I'll show you a picture of it in just a minute. I'll bring up a picture of it. As soon as I get this part painted. Yeah, I think didn't they at one time call Chrysler Dahmer Chrysler?
Yes.
Yeah, I think because Dahmer owns Mercedes. So unless
Yeah, but
that's changed,
now I think whoever owns Fiat,
owns Mercedes?
no, as Chrysler.
Oh, really? Could be. Man, look, car companies are changing hands like crazy.
Oh, I know. And Howard said, no, it might as well be $1 million dealing with a tractor turbo.
Whew. I can imagine.
Kenneth says, I trust Donnie and Keith to answer my phone a friend. And Alex says, can it be 9 p.m. yet so I can go home? Well, it's 9:30 p.m. here, Alec.
8:30 here.
And Howard's asking, does Nissan have an EV car now?
We have the Leaf, which I think might be going away, and we have the Aria, and I think there's one more, but they're supposed to be working on a bunch of new ones. But the Leaf and the Aria, I think, are the only two in America anyway. All electric vehicles. They have some more over in Europe, but I think in America it's just the Leaf and the Aria that are all electric.
Yeah, my boss has a Leaf.
See if I can remember how to do this. Can you see that?
Did you hit percent?
There we go. Add to stage. Duh.
There you go.
That's what I'm working on, Legion. It's a Infernal War Machine. It's for Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Basic where the party has to go to hell to fix things.
Legion says, wow.
Thank you.
Kenneth says the pre-assembly on my line is about to build the BMW differentials, then ship them back to them.
Really?
That sounds real cost effective.
That happens a lot.
Then they'll send the differentials back and then ship the cars back over here.
Yeah. But it could be they're building them for a factory that's over here. BMW has some factories over here.
Yeah. Well, the way I took it when he said ship it back to them.
True. But it could be, they're building them for one of the factories over here.
Very true. So Howard says, so are you building a whole set of this and the previous one and the portal?
Yes, those are all for the same campaign. The one that I built before on the Friday night streams, the big silver one, that one, and then there's 3 or 4 other ones, and the portal. Those are all for the same campaign.
Kenneth says,
And
wow, I can sit here listening to Donnie and Keith's wisdom and knowledge all day and still be blown away from the amazing.
yeah, right. And all of these are from the same guy. He sculpted all of those.
And they're all part of that.
Yeah, they're all for that same campaign.
Wow. You're going to be busy.
Yep. But it's fun.
True. Well, if it wasn't fun, you wouldn't be doing it.
Right? And he sculpted all of those for that campaign. And all of those. That's
Holy cow. That's a lot.
Yeah, all for the same campaign. Like I said, it's every major, character that you need that's not, just like a standard D&D monster that you would have a many of,
Yeah. Kenneth said, I'm not sure. I just know what I told you guys.
Oh, he doesn't know if they're being shipped overseas or to a factory over here.
Yeah. And Howard says, Donnie, you've been putting that printer in overdrive.
Yeah, I've been keeping it busy.
Legions says, I'm currently in a D&D campaign, but using Warhammer stuff. And I'm a friggin' dreadnought, a box with legs and a machine gun and a fist and short.
I don't know. So you're playing like the Warhammer RPG? I've been wanting to play that.
He's doing it for D&D. He said he's in a D&D campaign, but using Warhammer stuff.
Well, that's what made me wonder if he was playing the Warhammer RPG or if he's just...
Oh, you meant the computer game.
No.
Oh, no?
No. Warhammer has an RPG, tabletop RPG like D&D, but in the Warhammer universe. You've got Space Marines and orcs and everything. And you roll dice and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's a D10 system, though, not a D20, if I remember right.
Okay. Legion says, technically, yes, it's tabletop and PC games.
So you're playing the Warhammer RPG? That's cool. I've been wanting to play that.
And Kenneth says, "Wow, that's amazing, Donnie."
Thank you. I can't get into regular Warhammer because it's just battles. There's, finish a battle, set up your minis, do another battle. I like the whole RPG aspect.
Legion says, "Yes, the Emperor protects."
Sweet. I want to try that someday. We played Cyberpunk a while back. The Cyberpunk RPG, tabletop RPG. That was a blast.
I never got into those.
The
Playing
tabletop
them.
RPGs,
I never got into Warhammer, D&D, any of those games.
I love them. Because with a video game, you're limited to what they program into the game,
Right.
In other words, you come up to a random villager, and if they didn't program anything in that you could interact with that villager or do something to that villager or whatever, then you can't. But in a tabletop RPG, the only limit is what you can think of to do and what the DM will allow you to do. You can literally try to do anything.
Now, you said all these figures are for a campaign you're making?
For a campaign that I'm going to be running, I didn't make it. It's a Wizards of the Coast campaign,
Okay.
but I'm going to be running it. It's called Into the Abyss. Or no, I'm sorry. It's called what the heck is that called? Descent into Avernus. Avernus is the first layer of the Nine Hells, which
Okay.
is where the party ends up going. And in the first layer of the Nine Hells is what's called the Blood War, where the demons and the devils are constantly fighting. The devils want to take over hell. I mean, the demons want to take over hell, and the devils are trying to stop them. And it's just like a constant war. And then the party shows up right in the middle of it. So fun times ensue.
And Howard says, "Sounds like a long campaign."
It goes all the way to level 20. Well, the Descent into Avernus, that book goes to like level 10 or 12, and then there's a second book that takes it all the way to level 20. So it's a very long campaign. It's also one of those campaigns where the alignment of the characters is going to make a really big difference.
So Howard says, "Yeah, but how long would it take you to complete one level on average?"
Like one level of character development. Um, the first few levels are quick. It doesn't take long at all to get up to like third or fourth level. And the higher level you go, the longer it takes uh, to get to the next level. It's kind of a uh, exponential curve. The more powerful you are, the longer it takes you to get even more powerful. So You can usually go from first level to about third level or so in just one or two game sessions. But
And
then,
Legions says there's a version of Warhammer 40K with not just endless murder. There's one called the Eternal Crusade where you do missions to keep the ship alive and fight when needed, but mostly it's just building up a ship.
oh, really? I may have to look into that one. Because
And
that's the part of D&D that I enjoy the most is the the role playing, the building your character.
Kenneth says I did get pack one of the Goldfinger build and still have 4 packs left. I'm at the beginning of pack 2.
Nice.
And Howard says, I'm trying to recall the name of the Warhammer movie that's animated. And Legion's reply to that was, it's called Ultramarines.
Ultra Greens. I don't know that much about Warhammer.
Yeah. I just like painting the figures.
Same.
Howard says, no, the level of the campaign. I understand the level on characters. I played Warcraft online.
Um, there is no level to the campaign. Um, it's just that as you go through the campaign, you start running into tougher and tougher stuff, and villains and bad guys and monsters and stuff like that. And um, each chapter, I guess you would say, of the campaign is designed for certain level characters, and if you're not of the appropriate level, then you're going to have a really bad time. But to get through one chapter of a campaign just depends on how much is in that chapter. It could be 30 or 45 minutes, or it could be 2 days, just depending on how much is in that chapter. It's like a book. Some books have long chapters, some books have short chapters, some books have both long and short chapters.
And Legion says, yes, if you're into that stuff, there's a Warhammer game called The Rough Trader and one called Dark Heresy.
RPG games, tabletop. I just more enjoy the whole going through the story, not just the fighting and all that. It's like in the campaign we're playing right now, I'm playing a Kinder, which is kind of like a halfling. And because of the way he was raised, he has no concept of personal space. So he unintentionally causes a lot of trouble.
Legion says turn based and lots of dialogue.
Oh, you're talking about a computer game, turn based?
All right. So Howard says, how long does it take to get through 1 through 20 chapters So you're saying it'll take 6 months to get through it if you only play on Saturday.
Well,
So you play the DM all the time?
till that campaign is finished, we take turns DMing. Like right now, a friend of ours is DMing. He's running the campaign that we're playing right now. Once we finish this campaign and get all the way finished with it to the end, then I'll start DMing this Descent into Avernus campaign. And then once we get all the way to the end of that one, then John, my son, he'll start DMing and he'll DM whatever campaign he wants to run. So one DM runs one full campaign, and then we'll swap DMs and start a new campaign. But like 1 through 20 chapters, I mean, chapters are like this one that I'm going to be running. Stand into Avernus. It has, let's see, it has 5 chapters. Chapter 5 is Escape from Avernus. That's the 5th chapter. But this goes to like, yeah, right there, 1 through 13 character level. So, but you start at first level and you should finish at right around 13th level. So, even though there's only 5 chapters, you should be 13th level by the time you finish. I mean, so it's not really a how long would it take to get through 20 chapters in a book. That just completely depends on the book. You know, how much did they put in each chapter? You know, in each story chapter of that adventure. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot like, you know, reading a regular book. Some regular books are thick chapters, like Stephen King. One chapter in a Stephen King book can go on forever. But some other books might have 10 pages in a chapter, you know.
And Howard says, how many people are playing?
There's 4 of us playing. Me, my son, my wife, and a friend of ours.
Legion says, yep, PC game Warhammer has too much versions and games.
I have not played any of the Warhammer PC games either.
And Kenneth, Fanhelm is preparing Pack 3 for the R2D2.
I built R2D2. That was a good build. I enjoyed that one.
Except for the delays you experienced.
I didn't really have that many delays. I had one delay that I had to wait like 2 months or something like that, 2 or maybe 3 months. But other than that, I didn't really have any delays. And I had they left out one issue in one pack. But I sent them an email, bam, they sent it right out, and I had it in like a week and a half.
I remember that there was that one stage you were waiting on that was a while.
Yeah. That's probably the one the missing issue or something. And there was one time I had to wait like, I don't know, 2 months or something, month and a half. But other than that, I didn't have all the issues like Buck said he'd been waiting for X amount of time, and Jordan's been waiting forever and ever for kit parts. I never had that much trouble. Maybe I just got lucky and jumped in on R2 at the right time.
Legion has a question. What's the normal D&D rules? Because my game has been adapted to fit Warhammer 40k stuff, and all because normal D&D rules will break with a dreadnought because it's a undead man in walkers slash box with a gun.
Um, what do you mean by normal D&D rules? Um, like when you're attacking something, you roll a d20 and then you add whatever your bonus is for the weapon you're attacking with and compare it to the AC of whatever creature you're attacking, and if you roll its AC or more, you hit it. And then you have, like if you're using a long sword, that's a D8, then you would roll a D8 plus whatever your modifiers are to determine the damage.
And
And
Eric's here.
what's going on, Eric? I don't know if D&D would necessarily break with an undead man in a walker box. I played a gnome one time, artificer, that his armor was a machine that he built that was basically a walker that he kind of ran around in. He didn't have a gun though. He had a magical crossbow that blew shit up.
Is that known oil you're using?
Now this is a Grax Earthshade.
Ah,
Come on, Sony, focus. There,
there we go. Okay.
the Grax Earthshade. I was debating what I should put on those coils. I think I'll use Seraphim Sepia.
So Legion says, like attack and moving, we changed some of it, like armor damage, to AP for armor penetration and BS for ballistic skill and so on.
Well, D&D doesn't have armor penetration. I mean, it doesn't really even track armor damage. They just kind of look over your armor getting damaged, you know.
And Eric says, Kenneth, you'll love R2. I'm up to stage 38.
I enjoyed it. And as far as ballistics, that would just be your skill with a gun. You know, are you proficient in using a gun? Then you'll have good modifiers to use a gun. If not, sucks to be you trying to use that gun. That's kind of something else that's cool about D&D. You can use a gun even though you don't know how to use a gun. You're just not going to be good at it. You know, it's like the fighter who's proficient with his sword and knows how to use it might have a +7 or +8 to hit, you know, with his strength modifier and his proficiency. Whereas if you're trying to use a gun and you're not proficient with it, you might have a +2 to hit with it, you know. So you kind of have to when you build your character, you have to kind of take into account, okay, what kind of weapon do I want to use, and choose a class that can use that weapon. Or use one of the feats you get later on to take proficiency with that kind of weapon. It sounds complicated, but it's not really. Once you get
You
the
have
hang
me
of it.
completely lost.
I was the first time I played. But once I got the hang of it, it's fun.
And Eric says, now if they get me stage 39 and 53, I could build up to stage 78.
On the DeLorean, I
Probably
assume that's
talking
what
about
he's
his
talking
R2.
about. Oh, he's talking about R2. Okay. I had a blast with R2. The only real problem I had was there's braces that hold the middle part of the frame to the top part of the frame, and one of them for some reason was drilled wrong. The bolt that was supposed to go in it, the bolt that it called for, wouldn't go in it. I mean, it would go in it, but it wouldn't thread into it. You know what I'm saying? It just fell through the threads. The threads were way too big.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what Todd said. Because I thought maybe they were just calling for the wrong bolt or something, you know. And I asked Todd about it. He said, "No, that's the bolt that's supposed to go there. Check the website." So I did, and yeah, that's the bolt that was supposed to go there. Um, Evidently they had just drilled and tapped the hole in that piece of the frame too big. I ended up having to use a different bolt. I figured it was easier to use a different bolt than ask him to send another piece and then have to wait. So I just used a different bolt, and there you go. And I had weird Wi-Fi issues with it at first. It wouldn't direct connect, do Wi-Fi direct connect.
Yeah.
It would only run on the network. It wouldn't directly connect to my phone via Wi-Fi. But for some reason, the next time I tried it, it just worked. And it's worked ever since. So I don't know if I was just doing something wrong or what. But it works now, so.
Legion says, yeah, we added that for the sake of fun and all. But for example, mine is M4, movement 4, T4, toughness 4, A6, armor 6. Weapon profile is for fist, AP 3 damage, 4 strength, 5 assault. Cannon is AP2, D4, BS5, and S7.
I have no idea what all that means.
Yep,
As
I'm
as far as
confused.
as far as movement in D&D, that's all regulated by what race you play and what class you play. Like if you're playing 90% of the races in D&D, your movement speed is 30 feet. You can move 30 feet per round of combat. If you're playing one of the short races like a Kinder or a Halfling, your movement speed is 25 feet per round of combat. But then certain classes that are based on speed, like a monk, or a barbarian too, Um, their movement speed slightly increases as they level up. By the time you're like a fifth level barbarian, your movement speed is like 40 feet instead of 30. So that's all based on, the race you're playing, the class you're playing. And there's also little magical trinkets you can get to increase your speed.
Ken's here. Good evening, Ken.
What's going on, Ken?
Eric
Good to see
says
you here,
he,
man.
yes, good to see you, Ken. Eric says he subbed to the Vader figure and
Oh,
he could build
nice.
that while he waited for his R2D2 parts. But the Stage 1 welcome pack has been back ordered for over a month now.
Really? They're just having some issues.
Or the Vader was a lot more popular than they anticipated.
It could be. That Vader is wicked looking, though.
That thing's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's just wicked looking. I watched Todd build the first few packs of it. It is too cool. I wish I could, but I just don't have the fundage to do it. I mean, I could, but then I wouldn't have anything left for anything else. I'd
Alec is
rather.
asking, so guys, can we please start an HTM themed D&D campaign sometime?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. One of the guys that started HTM with me and Buck, it was him and Buck first, and then I got into HTM. But me and him, his name was Eric. Uh, we played D&D on Discord for a little while, and then it just kind of went away. All the people that were playing just kind of quit responding. So
Howard says you missed Todd's model rage.
oh no, I saw that. I was there. I was on the stream. I quit before he got done, but I was there. That's the second model rage that Todd's had that I've been there for.
Yeah. And Howard says, I'm going to play an elf mage.
An elf mage.
Eric, so is do not touch one of the scariest things to read in Braille?
Probably. Do not touch. Oh shit.
Ken says, do a one-shot D&D game at Wonderfest.
Hey, we could. If we could find enough people that want to play, I'm willing. That would be awesome. Hell, I could even
Legions. Go
even
ahead.
go online and look up a campaign. That would be awesome.
And Legion says mine is set as 4 because it's a 7-foot tall mech and all, and he struggles with terrain. He's too big to fit in buildings, but we make do, kinda.
Well, 7 foot is still considered human size, mostly.
Well, Todd sized.
Yeah, but I mean by D&D rules,
Yeah.
7 foot is still medium,
Ken says he missed it because his parents are visiting. Well, that's cool. Family first, Ken.
right?
And Howard says neutral.
Neutral what?
And Eric says, Ken, worth watching the replay to see the DB5 F that screw edition.
I remember that. That was good. Fuck that screw.
I'll have to watch after I went to bed.
He told what was dude's name? I can't remember now.
Peter.
He told Peter, you can put that screw in after you get home if you want to.
And Ken says you would need to use pre-generated characters.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Though. I bet nobody else would want to play though. Jordan
No,
might,
we'll be
but
too busy drinking.
yeah, Jordan might, but I know Todd wouldn't. Probably not Ian.
And Howard says neutral elf.
Oh, neutral alignment. Gotcha. I like playing chaotic. Usually chaotic neutral, but not always.
And Eric says he whipped that screw across the room.
Did you read on Discord that they finally found the tire?
No.
The wheel? Yeah, they hadn't built it yet.
Oh, the fourth wheel. Yes.
Yeah. He was looking for the fourth wheel. He couldn't find it. And turns out it's because they hadn't built it yet.
Legion says he punches through walls. He tends to say, "Brothers, I can't fit. Damn it, I'm too wide. Sod it." Punches wall. He's great to play.
I played a barbarian one time that could punch through walls. No machinery needed. He was just that big and beefy.
Yeah, and Ken says, or a Star Trek or Star Wars RPG one shot.
I've never played the Star Wars one. I played the Star Trek one once. Been trying to get everybody that we play with here to play it, and I can't seem to talk them into it.
And Howard says it's like after the 7-hour mark to watch, he was so raged, even Ian didn't want to talk.
No, he didn't.
You know it's bad if Ian doesn't just shut up.
Well, there was one point where Ian was in the middle of saying something, and then Todd went off with 4 or 5 cuss words, and Ian was just like, "Oh," and he just stopped talking.
Alrighty then.
Oh, it was good. I mean, I hate that Todd had that much trouble with it, but
well, he was having a bad day to begin with.
He was. And there was one point where Ian said something about well, I got it together. I didn't have that much trouble. And Todd said, "No, you didn't."
Way to push the buttons, Ian.
Oh, it was good. It was good. Okay. Now I need the known oil.
Eric says, I'd love to play D&D or Star Wars Legion, just no one around here to play with out in the sticks.
Well, you know, there's a website called Roll20. And you can go on there. You have to purchase any of the licensed gaming systems if you want to run a campaign or something like that. But you can play with people over the internet using Roll20, and Roll20 handles all the rolls, so you can't be, roll a 5 and say you rolled a 20 because nobody can see it. No, you just click your attack on your character sheet on Roll20 and it rolls it. So You could check that out. It's even got a uh uh once you start a game, then it's got a thing that you can click that will try to find players for you that are looking to play whatever it is you're playing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Legion says, my boy is an angry git, a 4,000-year-old who just wants to leave. So when there's an enemy, he shoots them to hell and back or just tosses them across the room.
That works.
And Howard says, it was an epic moment. Apache was causing issues too. Yeah, he was fighting the Apache as well.
Yeah, but that DB5 is what threw him over the edge.
And Howard says, I have not had a single body mating that caused me any issue with so far.
Don't tell Todd that.
And Eric says, interesting. I'll have to check that out. And Howard, but I haven't gotten to Kit or the Ecto. I think everyone I've seen build the Ecto has had issues
With
mating
putting
the
the
body
body
and the
together,
frame.
yeah. Yeah, Buck said he had issues putting it together. And Todd, well, we all saw that.
Oh, and Howard said, I did say it last night.
Oops.
About the he hasn't had a single body mating issue.
Yeah.
Howard's, my issue is getting parts.
You seem to get parts quicker than a lot of people do.
From Ken, the old FASA Star Trek RPG allows different characters to control different aspects of the ship. Captain gives the orders, engineer allocates the power to the different systems, navigation moves the ship.
Yeah. I played one time and Klingons invaded our ship. And I told the crew to evacuate, and then I cranked the gravity up to maximum and squished them all inside the ship.
And Howard was told he has to film doing the Ecto 1 so he can show how much trouble he has.
Let me guess. Todd?
Probably Todd told him that he has to do that.
Probably.
Would be my guess.
Same.
Ooh, that's looking good, Donnie.
Thank you.
Howard said, I think Todd and Buck.
Oh, had issues? Yeah, yeah. Buck
No,
had issues
told him
too.
he had to film it.
Oh. But yeah, I knew Buck said he had issues too.
I think Ian did as well.
Ian hasn't put the body
Oh, no,
together
that's
on the
right. He hasn't
Crypto
put
yet.
it on yet.
He's
Eric
built
says,
all of those extra roof racks and stuff that he bought, but he hasn't actually mated the body together yet.
that's right. Well, he was waiting for the replacement door as well.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
And
Eric
Todd kept telling
says,
him, just go ahead and pass that stage. I don't want to.
yeah. Eric says, sounds interesting, Ken. And Jody's here.
What's up, Jody?
Said he had to go pick up his kid. And he says, I wish I could paint that well, Donnie.
You do pretty good, dude. I've seen your stuff.
Yeah, you do some amazing things there, Jody.
I wish I could pick up a broken piece of a cigarette lighter or whatever and go, hey, that's a warp nacelle.
Ken said, we had fun, or you give each player their own ship and they control everything.
Oh, one-on-one, huh? There's a computer game. I can't remember the name of it, where you it's basically Star Trek, but you have one person on one computer who's running navigation. You have one person on another computer who's running uh, weapons. You have another person who's doing life support, and so on and so on. And but it'll like pop up on one person's computer, whoever's the captain, it'll come up on their computer, shields are down to 50%, and then he's got to yell to the person that's running the shield, hey, we need to up the shields, and so on and so on. And everybody's yelling back and forth, hey, so and so needs to do this, so and so needs to do that. It looks like a blast, but I've never had that many people in one room with separate computers to try it. Time is it? 9:22. What else can I get? I can start trying to paint tiny, tiny rivets. Teeny tiny rivets. Let's see how good I can do with that. Silver? Yeah, silver will work. Do I have a new silver? Metal medium. Chainmail. Silver. I do have a new silver if this is not enough.
Howard says, Ian's at the same stage I have so far. I haven't put my packs together. I don't know if I've gotten my replacement door. Been trying to get some stuff built, the Impreza and the Shelby and the Corvette.
The Corvette looks cool.
Howard says, so what should I send Keith and Donnie next?
Oh, God.
Ken says they had that cool Star Wars mini ship game about 10 to 12 years ago.
Yeah, I never played it, though.
He says, don't know if it's still a thing or not.
You can still buy the ships. They had a Star Wars one. They had a Star Trek one. I have some of the Star Trek ships. Never played the game, though. I just thought the ships were cool.
Eric's asking, Ken, was it Galaxies?
I think it was. Or Legion. I don't remember.
Howard still got to finish my Megazord. Maybe later tonight.
That Megazord looks cool. Never was a real Power Rangers fan, though. My son made me watch Power Rangers when he was growing up, and it's just like, ugh.
Ken says he's going to check. Jody, I'm trying to get this model at least assembled. It may not be finished, but it will be in one piece.
Before Wonderfest? That's right. Jody said he's coming to Wonderfest, didn't he?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yes, he did. Him and Mary.
Oh, Mary's coming too?
I believe
Nice.
both of them are, yes. At least the way he was talking the one night on stream in chat.
My wife's just not interested in anything like that.
He said, yes, before Wonderfest. And
That
he
ship
said,
is looking
Mary's bringing me.
awesome, Jody. Oh, Mary's bringing him. Okay.
And Alex says, I have about 94 more minutes left before I can go home and eat.
I used to hate working night shift.
Eric says, driving Miss Daisy.
Driving Mr. Daisy.
Yeah. Ken says, Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game from 2012.
Oh. I knew I'd saw it. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Because I thought the ships were cool. They had a D&D game that was kind of like that. Kind of a D&D miniatures battle game called Attack Wing. It was, basically the same premise. You buy the minis, and each mini has certain stats, and that's what you got. But I don't think it did so well. Because I don't think you can buy them anymore. At least I haven't seen them anywhere recently.
Eric says, Ken, so like the Squadrons game? Ken says, then Armada had the capital ships.
Yes. Well, that's my brush misbehaving.
Splaying out on you?
Yeah, it's wanting to split in half. Have 2 points instead of one.
Well, you can do 2 rivets at one time.
Not if they're not spaced the same as the 2 little forks on the brush.
Howard's hoping by the end of this week he could maybe have his tractor fixed, but he doubts it. That stinks, Howard.
Right? He's been working on that tractor for a while.
Yep.
Is it a John Deere tractor? One of those where you got to have the super secret John Deere voodoo password in order to be able to work on it?
He says, I got shit to haul.
Literally.
Literally.
That's exactly the reason why I won't ever buy an iPhone, because Apple does the same thing with their phones. They make it basically almost impossible for anybody else to work on them. Teeny tiny rivets. And no, I'm not counting them. I'm not even on the screen. Jesus.
With those small things, it's hard to do because you got to get so close to it.
Yeah, I just happened to look up and, oh, I don't even see the part on the screen.
Well, your visor's now in the way.
You still can't see it? Dadgummit.
You got to do you to make it comfortable, Donnie.
Well, that's true, but the point of watching a video is to see what somebody's doing, and if you can't see it, then
True. Ken said he put the link in off topic.
oh, for the Star Wars game,
I think so.
I remember seeing the little ships for the X-wing game. Not sure about the Armada one.
And Howard says, F you, Donnie. I bleed red. My tractors are red. I got 2 old junk Deers, and they are junk because they are in pieces, and only one Alice Chalmers that needs a rebuild. His uncle was a dealer.
I didn't know, man. I was just asking. Personally, I wouldn't buy one of theirs either, because they set it up where it's almost impossible to get anybody else to work on it. Because the software in the tractor's locked down. Nobody else can get into it. It's crazy. I mean, I understand what they're doing. They want the money, but still, you're shooting your own customers in the foot.
Oh, yeah. Ken says, a how to play video on X Wing, and she looks cute.
Leave it to Ken. Is that why you played, Ken?
And Howard says, "Don't call me a Michigan fan either, or I'll be there faster than you can say it."
It somebody's chatting away on Discord. Well, it's 9:30. I'm gonna have to get off of here and get ready for bed for work in the morning. Never played, but a few Warhammer players I watched did add X-Wing gameplay videos. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work. Yay! But I only got to work 3 days this week because I took off Friday to go to Wonderfest.
Woohoo!
Right? But I got some done tonight.
You got quite a bit done
I
in
got
the details.
yeah, I got the broken arm glued back on. I got these hoses painted. Still haven't decided if I'm gonna paint those pipes or not. And I got started on the rivets.
That's a lot of little tiny dots.
Yeah, there's a lot of them on there. And where did I put the other part? Oh, here they are. And I got those done.
Looking good.
I might try to chip up those little cylinders, put some little chips on them, make them look, banged up. And I got this one
Jody
done
wants.
too, but it's just like that one. But that's what I got done tonight.
Has anyone ever tried a GoPro camera for streaming?
Ian
Would it be
used
good for
one
close up?
yeah, Ian used one for a while. For one of his side view cameras. I'm not sure how good they are close up. Um, I mean, if you're wanting something less expensive, let me see. This one, this little Logitech, I mean, it's not great, but it's decent.
Is it just a webcam?
Yeah, it's just a little Logitech C920, I think it is. But it'll focus decently.
Ken says looking great.
And that one, I don't remember which one that one is. It's not gonna focus at all. There we go.
Had it.
Well,
Now it's not going to play.
try it that way. No? No?
Nope.
There we go. It thinks about it. It's a Logitech too, but I don't remember which one it is. But this little 920 that I've got over here on the side, it works pretty good. But those don't have any zoom. They're webcams, so. But they do decent for close up if you get close to the camera. That's the one thing I like about this ZV-1. It has zoom. I got 3, Howard. Actually, I do have 4. I've got an extra one somewhere. I was gonna send it to Jody when they were gathering up stuff to send to Jody, and then Todd just said, "Ah, screw it, we're just gonna buy stuff." Bam, he bought it and sent it. I was like, "Okay." But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work. I appreciate y'all stopping by. We'll be on. Well, I'm gonna try to be on Wednesday and work on the book nook on the Woody Wednesdays, and then we'll all be back on. No, we won't be back on Friday night, will we?
No, we'll probably
Nope.
stream from the hotel room Friday night.
Could
Just
be,
won't be modeling.
but yeah, Friday night, and then probably Saturday night from the hotel room too. So we'll see y'all all again then. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm sure there's more interesting streams to watch than mine, but I appreciate you stopping by. And we'll see y'all again later. Have a good one, everyone. Oh, let me get over here to my. There we go.